UCC Sports and Law, right?
Sports Law Clinic, yeah.
Sports and Law Clinic.
Yeah.
Rachel and Claire.
Kira.
I swear to God, this is not. I promise you, I'm not doing this on purpose.
You're not usually this bad.
Wait. I'm just being just me.
I'm joking.
Rachel and Kira. What's your name again, sorry?
Kira.
Got it. Hello. You're very welcome back to UCC 98.3 FM, and I am joined here by our other producer, Rosie.
Hello.
Rosie, you made it through the cold, the wind, the rain.
Snow, yes. I actually have my mittens on today. I'm feeling very Christmassy, very cozy.
Wow. We are joined by two very special guests from the UCC Sports and Law Clinic. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves and what you do? And what is the UCC Sports and Law Clinic?
Hi, I'm Kira Fives and this is my colleague Rachel. I'm a final year law student and a member of UCC Sports Law Clinic for the semester.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Rachel. So yeah, as Kira said, we are both final year law students who are clinicians, I suppose you could say, on the UCC Sports Law Clinic. So just to give people an idea of what the clinic is, it is a completely student-led clinic that is run pro bono, so that means that everything, we don't charge for anything. And we offer information to sporting organisations, individuals, sports clubs on any legal queries that they may have. So do you want to take it over?
Yeah, so the pro bono nature of the clinic means that clubs can access legal information without financial barriers.
Okay.
So like clubs are often run by volunteers themselves, and obviously it costs a lot of money to get a solicitor or a legal practitioner involved. So it just means there's no financial barriers in that sense.
Yeah.
And the clinic is also overseen by two UCC School of Law faculty members, Dr. Sean O'Connell and Dr. Ashley Parks.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, they kind of give us guidance as well.
Yeah, how prominent are they in what you do?
We meet usually twice a week, and one of our meetings will be with them. So if we're sending out, any sort of information, they will oversee it just to make sure that all the legalities are correct. And then we'll meet on our own. There's 6 of us in the clinic this semester. I suppose it's important to note that the clinic is a semester run programme. So there's a different clinic each semester. So we had a lovely group of 6 of us for semester 1, and we'll actually be concluding next week in week 12, and then the semester 2 clinic will take over then next January, which is really exciting. So it gives final year sports law students a chance to put what they're learning into practice. So that's an important note, is that anyone who's available to you has to be studying sports law. So we have our sports law lectures, we learn about everything in theory, and then this is a chance for us to use what we know in practice and meet with clients and deal with the real world. A lot of our degree is quite theoretical, and we learn a lot of legal theory. So the way in which the sports law clinic works is kind of like a mini law firm. So we get a query and we discuss it, we look at all legislation and anything that would be relevant, and then we provide information to the clients. We don't provide advice, that's just a little thing to note there. We provide information.
So it's just law information.
Exactly.
And your clients would be clubs here in UCC.
Exactly.
Not
exactly.
necessarily
Yeah.
UCC. So like we kind of do clubs of all shapes and sizes. So we've dealt with a few clubs in UCC and a lot of clubs and organisations outside of UCC.
Wow. And in other colleges or just in general?
In general, like any kind of sporting club, really.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Cork City FC is actually one of our clients.
That's
cool. Which is cool. Yeah. So if there was maybe an issue with overturning red card or anything like that, that would come to us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's interesting to note, and It's if you're a fan, I suppose, of Cork City FC, it's really, really interesting to get that hands-on work. It's really good, and part of the reason why we're here is because we want to also talk about the impact that it has on the community. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah. So anytime a club has an issue with a dispute or something to do with governance, compliance, or just kind of general information on how they can do safeguarding
Yeah.
better.
So like some of the examples of what we do is like disciplinary actions, so how do you deal with someone who's volunteering who's how do you, if they're not maybe acting up, how do you deal with that? So that would come to us. Child protection issues, writing a safeguarding statement, that would come to us. Which is all, they're really, really important things that need to be done correctly, and it's a real I suppose it's a really handy service in a way for clubs that are run, as Kira said, predominantly voluntarily by people who are giving up their time anyway to coach people and organise things, and on top of that they have all these legal requirements, so it's really good that they can come to us and we can provide them with the relevant information.
And how was the clinic set up?
Good question. It was set up, is it 8 years ago?
I'd say even more.
Is it more now? 10, maybe 10, yeah. Go on.
So Sean and Aisling got a grant, I think, to go and see another sports law clinic in America, and from that they kind of came back and they set up their own clinic, and it's run every year since. I think at first it wasn't like you couldn't get credits for it, but now you can get 5 credits.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So it's
Oh wow, that's really good. And that's open to sport law students?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. It's really funny though, because I mean, as someone, I actually didn't even know that sports law was you could do that. I didn't know that was a course. Would you, like, if someone's considering doing that, would you recommend it?
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
like the module is open to anyone in final year law. So across the BCL, all the BCLs. Anyone can pick to do sports law, and then from that you can get involved in the clinic. So I think there's a maximum of 8 students per semester. So there's 6 in our clinic. And then next semester I think there's the full 8.
Going back to the importance of sports law in general, it's a really growing sort of area of law at the moment. I don't know if people are aware of the Court of Arbitration for Sport, but they've actually just set up a new permanent court in Dublin. The only one before that was in Lausanne in Switzerland. So sports law disputes are becoming more and more prevalent, and it's kind of one of the lesser researched areas of law, so that's why it's really cool that we're allowed and we have this opportunity to study sports law. As far as I'm aware, I don't think sports law is a module in a lot of other legal degrees around Ireland, so it's really cool that we get the chance to study sports law. It's such a growing, fast-paced area of law, and then getting to apply it is brilliant. And it's one of these things that would become a more prominent profession when we graduate. Like there's maybe like there'll be fewer professional sports lawyers at the moment, but that's going to grow and grow and grow as sports law grows in itself. So like speaking out to younger students who are coming into UCC, or younger law students, it's definitely something to consider, studying sports law, because not only do you have the opportunity to participate in the sports law clinic, but you also are entering and engaging with this really cool area of law, I guess.
It's so rewarding as well, like seeing the impact you actually have on real world, like it's a real sports law when you're having an actual impact. And it's such a great learning experience. Like there's no like other kind of experience you can get like this in an academic setting. Like you can learn all the theory you want, but applying it is a whole different set of skills. So like developing those skills is
speaking with clients that are real, and what you have to say and the information that you provide to them is really important, that you provide it correctly. Is really, and it's so rewarding as well.
And like even if you don't want to pursue a career in sports law, like it's an experience you can't get anywhere else.
It's still incredibly rewarding.
Absolutely.
And you guys seem you are incredibly passionate about this, I can tell. What's your story into coming into this? If you care to tell me.
I suppose as a kid I played a lot of sports, and I was like just such an active kid. So I played a lot of sports, and now I show jump kind of competitively, and I'm really interested in like the legal side of that.
Excellent show jumper.
Oh wow.
So I was kind of like hoping that I might get to see like more governance, which I've seen a lot about, like how clubs are governed and how disputes kind of arise, how disputes are resolved in the sporting context. And maybe in the future, in my involvement in children play, I might get to be involved in kind of governance itself. So it'd be cool to have the skills already developed.
And the clinic provides a good like avenue for that. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, I was the same. Well, I suppose my sporting interests would mostly be water sports, so my kayak instructor, paddleboard instructor, I love dancing as well. But I did an internship in a law firm. I was very lucky to do it last summer, and I loved that environment of as I said, putting what you know to practice.
Yeah.
So with the opportunity of that again within, to do that again, to work, doing something practical, I was like, yeah, sign me up. I really want to do it. And also just the teamwork, that skills that you learn as well. Like we have to work quite hard, and I think it's always such a good thing to be able to further your teamwork skills, which is one thing that we do a lot. So yeah, I was just dying to work with in real life cases. I think it really breaks up the theory heavy stuff that we do all the time. It really breaks it up, and it's nice to park studying and learning something and then actually actively working on something, researching something. It's very that's what I kind of wanted to do it.
You build great relationships as well, like even like amongst us, with Sean and Aisling, and then with clients, and there's been a few people in to speak to us, so they're like, a lot of the people that come in to speak to us are really like interesting people, like leaders in their field, and it's so cool to be able to build relationships with them.
Where are you guys based then?
So we meet every week in Orrisney, and then we kind of meet wherever, it could be in the library, whatever. So it doesn't really matter where we meet.
If we were to meet with a client, we would organise a meeting probably within our Orrisney building. Okay. But if you want to get in contact with us, our emails is, what is our email?
UCCsportslawclinic@gmail.com.
Thank you, Kira.
And we're also...
We have our Instagram. We're very active on Instagram and LinkedIn, and we also have a website.
Cool.
Aside from all the practical stuff that we do, we also try to keep our followers up to date on local sporting news that's happening. So we have a segment called Sporting Spotlight on our Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn, which touches on, as I said, current sporting news, and then we do sort of a longer version of our Instagram post on our website, which is a blog post, which is also really interesting, written by the clinic members, who are the most up to date on everything, obviously.
And it's not too legal either.
No.
Like, we talk about like different soccer issues that are going on, and we did one on CAS, so it's not too legal. Like anyone can read it and.
Yeah, it's accessible to everyone, basically.
And that's kind of what we want to do, is that's what we're doing in the law clinic, is we're making the law accessible for people who don't study it. And like a big thing that we actually did mention was, like, from the minute we step into law in first year, it's all this legal jargon, and I remember constantly like looking up definitions when I was in first year, and then all of a sudden it becomes second nature to you. So then when you're relaying all the legal information back to a layperson or back to someone who hasn't studied law, it's very important that you put it in understandable terms. I think that's a big skill that we've learned in the clinic, is if you're talking about legislation, a lot of the times people quite fairly wouldn't maybe understand it, and you'd have to change the way that you speak in order that it's understandable, which is a really good thing. So we're just trying to make the law as accessible for everyone. It's the importance of it.
That's really important as well, making something like this very accessible, because I was going to say that, like, looking at if you've ever read anything like law related, it can be really heavy, and also just like, I don't know, confusing. Daunting is a great word, and it's lovely that you guys are there to like help with that sort of stuff. It's brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us, Stu.
This was great.
I think you've both done a really good job of explaining what Sports Law Clinic is, and also your passion and enthusiasm about it is like radiant. So
it really
I'm going to get into it now.
I actually had this thing, and this is a bit of a tangent, but when I started my degree, I actually kind of like my friend was doing law, and I was like, maybe I actually should have done law, because this actually seems like a lot of fun. And now you guys are making me think, God, it's actually a lot of fun.
It's never too late.
Well, thank you so much.
I was
going to say, is there anything else you want to say before we finish up?
Just to anyone that might be listening that's involved in any sort of sports club, just if they ever want to get in contact with us, our email is uccsportslawclinic@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. And also a lot of what we see is like issues with safeguarding, having the relevant documentation, and also having like correct disciplinary procedures. It's only when things go wrong that you start to think about these, whereas if you thought about these in advance and had all the documentation, had all the procedures in place, then it would just make your life so much easier. when things go wrong.
Prevention rather than cure.
Exactly.
That's
So
very
come to us
important.
with your questions before anything goes wrong.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
we're going to switch to a song now from our favourite band here, the Cliffords, and this is Second Skin. Enjoy.
Gorgeous.
Very good song, I know.
Thank you guys.
Smash.
Woo!
Yeah, you did really well. Oh, you were live? I didn't even know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you should have said.
Don't worry.